Alright everybody, we're back. We're going to do another session of Horizon Zero Dawn here on a late Friday night. Just going to get set. I forget the name of the main quest that I'm about to go on, but we finished the last major side quest at Gaia Prime and made our way back to Meridian last time, popped off a few side quests, and we're going to continue on with the next main quest to save the world. And when I get in game and can actually look at it, I will tell you what the name of that quest is. And if you bear with me 1 second, I'll get the game loaded and we will begin. And we're just about ready. And hello there, guys. Star Wars, I'm probably going to play Star Wars. A few folks in the chat asking me when I'm going to play Star Wars Battlefront 2 again. I'm probably going to try and do that tomorrow night. Get in some time, because that was a lot of fun last time. But I do want to try and see how close I can come to completing this game. Well, I've got the chance, and then well, there's an expansion for this game that I got to work on too. But we'll deal with that when it comes out, or when I get it rather. It's been out for a little while. I do know there's some changes in YouTube's terms of service that are coming down next month, so I'm gonna when that hits and I see how much it affects me, I may switch to Twitch or may stay here. I don't know. We'll have to see. I haven't used Twitch yet, but we'll figure it out if I decide to change. But for now, it is what it is. All right, so let's take a look at where we are and what our next quest is. So the next quest is the Looming Shadow. That's our main quest. Let's see. Just doing a quick check. Yep, didn't have any other side quests. I have other side quests, just not ones that I'm actively working on right now. So Looming Shadow, shown on the map. We're going to head over to the Palace of the Sun. There's other side quests that I haven't triggered over here in Meridian yet. Oops, this is a dead end. Don't quite remember my way around here.
I've got all the rest goods here. Give him a rap on the knuckles and let him go. These aren't good.
Where am I going? I'm getting turned around here. Alright. Yeah, there's some other side quests here that I haven't activated yet. But we'll deal with that when we deal with it. How long have I played this game? I've been playing it pretty much my entire run of this game is on my YouTube channel. From beginning up till now.
Had to take over my brother's
So
shift.
this is about 45 sessions. I think it averages about 2 hours per session. Do the math on that. I put in a lot of time. Okay, we're gonna go and talk to the Sun King again.
Words to live by. No, I'm awake.
And here we go. We are at the palace, talking to the king.
Aloy, what brings you to Meridian?
A threat. The Eclipse will attack soon, from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it. They'll bring a mind with them. God, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat. All will be lost. We can't let that happen.
I'm trying to understand, but my responsibility lies with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Aaron knows Aloy. He won't question it.
And have the city guard fortify the western ridge. There they can be seen to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire rests.
Aloy, allow me to apologize for my behavior before. After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused. If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death, I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
Then you have it. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
Even a king can learn his lesson. Good then. I'm glad that's behind us. Now, it will take time to prepare our defenses. Please, tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
Okay, another guy I gotta talk to. Where is he? He's around the corner here somewhere.
Don't mind the work. Better than worrying about my next meal.
Quietly does it. Panic in the city will only create another enemy. And do keep me appraised of each new arrival.
Why the sun? A woman now leads the Hunter's Lodge.
Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the ridge defenses and at the Spire. Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
For me.
Don't be so humble.
The ridge will be the front line. That's where the city guard are holding?
Yes, bolstered by some of the irregulars I spoke of before. The Oseram cannons that thundered Meridian's walls in the Liberation will now defend us. You're welcome to tour the defenses.
And the Spire. Erend and the Vanguard are there?
Indeed. Clashing breastplates together and testing out their battle cries, I suppose. A number of the Nora have also arrived at the Spire. They have resisted the offer of a royal audience. Perhaps you could parley with them.
I will. I suppose all we can do is wait for the attack.
Exactly. It's not a feeling I cherish, but our spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there. if sleep comes.
Okay. We've got a bunch of optional things. Let me take a look at the quest itself. Visit both defense sites. Oops. Visit both defense sites. Review preparations at the ridge. Review preparations at the spire. I think we're going to try the optionals. So let's take a look at the map. We'll take a look at both of these along the way. So I'm going to go down here first.
Some big enemies coming, and soon.
I'll head down this way and see what we can see.
Army on the edge of the city. Look for cover. Don't get trapped.
Ooh, one of those files repaired itself. Let's take a look at this. Last time I visited Prime was November of last year. Months since have been a blur. Flew out last night to oversee installation of the central armature and master override, which was completed by 0430, so I decided to grab a few hours of sleep before heading back to Zero Dawn. Called Gaia before I bedded down, ostensibly to update her on the site plan. Truth is, I missed her. I've developed a habit of speaking to her before I sleep. Seems the only thing that calms me these days. Woke to a message from Oswald. The Odyssey launched yesterday, so terrestrial life's chance of survival has doubled. Why then do I feel uneasy? If you're wondering what kind of world Far Zenith will create if the ship reaches its destination so many decades from now, and I worry about that alpha build of Apollo. So much knowledge, so few restraints, and no failsafes. How will they avoid repeating our mistakes? What's to stop them from playing God? That was Ted's fear and why he murdered the entire Gaia Prime staff. Forwarded the Odyssey message to the Alphas. Naoto replied in less than a minute with a poem, of course, The Building of the Ship by Longfellow. And it's long, alright. I didn't read all of it, but it seems to be about launching a ship rather than building one. The stanza or a couple of whatever it looked up to me was, humanity with all its fears, with all its hopes in future years, is hanging breathless on thy fate. Yeah, Odyssey and Zero Dawn both. Speaking of which, I should get back to Zero Dawn. I guess I should stop by Naoto's lab and check on Demeter's progress too. If I can get out of there without a volume of Tennyson pressed into my hands, I'll count myself lucky. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more backstory. These are the files that I found at the last quest that seem to take time to repair. Looks like I'm getting one or two of them in at a time. This is another one. Just wrapped the inspection at Gaia Prime site. Construction is well underway. Reactor installed. Plans for a control room remind me of Starship Bridges of those cheesy old science fiction vids. Living spaces for Alphas already completed. Prefab modules. Fingers crossed we'd never have to seal ourselves in here. Not that Elysium sounds much better. I think I did read this one last time. Okay. So that was interesting. Let me take a look. Came here to look at the map to make sure I was still going in the right direction. Okay.
Stay busy, friend.
A moment of your time, Outlander?
Speak down to someone bigger than them.
Enemy is
Find better wares. Won't find better wares.
colors changing.
Won't cost far.
Sun's going down.
Just a look.
And that is the Spire. That's a transmitter that Hades is going to try and co-opt. And I'm going to attempt to stop. do have to go across this bridge.
I've heard an army marches on the gates. Is it true?
Call the elevator. Yep, I could have fast traveled there, but yeah, whatever. We get to see the sights. It's not all that far. And I'll make some ammunition while we're here. Double check where I am. Come out here, hang a right. And head over to the defensive sites. Kind of taking my own path there. Whoops. Through someone's cornfields. Here we are.
I'm atop the Hunter's Lodge. Never thought I'd see that sunrise.
Let's see what's going on over here.
Petra!
Here she is, the guest of honor. I knew there was something about you. Hammered from the stuff they make leaders out of. And I don't say that to every Nora girl who blows through my town.
That happens to you a lot?
Had to build a wall to fend them off.
Good thing I'm persistent then.
I've missed our little talks. Murat asked me to look over the city arsenal. These guns have aged well. That runs in the Ostrom, no? They were the pride of the Mainspring Forges, so I've taken greater pride in improving them.
Can I try one?
Everybody wants a turn. Have at it then. The target should put up a little less of a fight than those bandit raiders did.
Oops.
This might even the odds.
Kanpadish once again leads the Hunter's Lodge. Could not ask for a more noble house.
Aloy, I told you I'd
There
be
you go.
here.
You did, Teb. But have your wounds even had time to heal?
Honestly, if I fought, I'd probably come undone. But don't worry, I'll leave that to the other Nor at the Spire. I brought supplies instead. These Karja have made me an honorary quartermaster, whatever that means.
It sounds impressive.
I could get used to it. We'll be setting up caches of arms and medicine under these banners. Look for them when the fighting starts. Aloy, when you went into the mountain, did the goddess tell you our chances?
She didn't need to. I know we can do this, Teb.
Maybe we can.
Alana Kanpadish, Sunhawk of the Hunter's Lodge. She does her house proud.
Alright, we're gonna go check out
Had to take over my brother's shift today.
the
Sure as
other
the
side.
sun's
Oh,
rising.
we've got another damaged file repaired. It'll be this one. Let's take a look. Just wrapped inspection of Gaia Prime site. Construction is well underway. Reactor installed. This one we've already done. So let's see. I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the new one. Halloween. Travis came trick-or-treating dressed like me. Should have seen that coming. I gave him a half-eaten packet of dandy wafers as a treat and kicked him out, but not before he invited me to some kind of Italian horror extravaganza he organized for Zero Dawn staff. Seriously, so there's enough horror in the world already. Anyway, I was already scheduled to fly out here to Gaia Prime for final inspection with Harris and the President's delegation. Ted was here too, and he was not looking good. Kept fidgeting and couldn't seem to look me in the face without blinking. I was relieved when he boarded his vert and flew back to Thebes. Though I guess I shouldn't complain. If he wants to build himself a deluxe shelter to ride out the apocalypse, let him. Keeps him out of Elysium and away from me. Harris stuck around long enough to give me a detailed briefing on the strategic situation. Basically, we've entered the terminal phase. As though the color of the sky was what I was flying over here wasn't clue enough. Another 2 or 3 weeks, and the atmosphere won't be breathable. The last vestiges of European and West African civ brigades are trapped with their backs against the Atlantic. The swarm that scuttled across Antarctica is crossing the Straits of Magellan, about to start its death crawl up South America towards the Amazon. All the work we did to reconstitute the rainforest, and it comes to this. An advanced element of the Pacific swarms are already skirmishing with units at the Kalmar seawall. The noose is tightening. Projections show we can still finish in time, but the margin of error is plus or minus 10 days, not a good spread. If the plague breaks through ahead of schedule, well, it just can't. I will not let that happen. Enough writing, I need to get back to Zero Dawn. So it sounds like things were getting very desperate towards the end. They weren't sure if it was going to make it. Be interesting to see what other, what more of these, couple of, damaged files turn out to be. And it would be interesting to find these other missing data points at some point.
Courting that noble girl.
But let's take a quick look at the map. We're gonna head over to the Spire, check out things there. Going the wrong way. Need to go this way, I think. There's the path. So I'll put my marker up there. There we go.
Thought I'd see that sunrise.
Another damaged file came through. that one. Not that one. That's still under repair. Trying to see which one finished. Alright, I'm not sure which one finished.
Watch out for the Osric.
Let's see. I'll follow this path all the way up there, it looks like. Which way do I go? Is it this way? No, it's the other way. And hey there to Plasma. Heard a little danger music, but do this switchback here and start climbing the steps. Never climbed this before, so this should be interesting. Lots and lots of stuff, so this is really an artifact from the Gaia project. This whole construct is about 1,000 years old. Well, the castle likely is not. I'm pretty close to the top. These fortifications are probably built by the Karja. But that is the Gaia project. That's supposedly the antenna where they sent the command signal to turn off the swarms that were destroying the planet. Once they cracked the codes. This is a whole thing up here, so let's just start talking to people and see what they have to say.
Greetings, Aloy. Don't. You don't need to bow. The Anointed doesn't like it.
She doesn't much like being called Anointed either. It means a lot to have you here, Varl.
I gave my word.
So, Meridian, what do you think?
I've seen many new things since I first met you. I should thank you.
Varl, what's wrong?
You really want to know? All right. I'm in a foreign land, a tainted land, defending a faithless city that looks like nothing I've seen. From something I can't imagine. And you, after all that's happened, all you've done, I feel like I should drop to my knees and worship you, but I know you don't want that.
Boy, things are pretty tough for you, huh? Thanks for telling the other Nora not to bow. It's the last thing I need.
Don't be too hard on them. They only joined this fight because the Anointed bid it so.
Is that why you came?
No. I would have come just to see you one more time. And we must fight a metal devil, because the goddess says. Or because you say.
I think the goddess and I are in agreement. We're both glad you're here.
So am I.
Alright.
It rises taller than the highest tree.
These cards are in their frilled armor look like turkeys.
But there are so many. And now we are so few.
They are not our foe. Not this time.
War Chief Sona. War Chief, you seem uncomfortable.
The Nora do not belong here. I do not belong here. I will fight the metal devil that threatens us all, but my place is in the sacred land. The wrongness here jags at me like an arrowhead.
I'm sorry to put you through this.
Do not be sorry. This will be ended. My spear, my word.
It doesn't look like there's any way up there. It's a massive piece of ancient technology up there.
So who are these guys?
They call themselves the Eclipse.
What does that even mean?
It's when the moon gets in front of the sun,
Talk
idiot.
to Erend.
Is that supposed to sound scary or something?
I don't know. They used to be Karja. Karja are always yammering about sun and shade.
Well, if they used to be Karja, how tough can they be?
Yeah, they're best guys dressed like birds. We'll rip their little feathers off.
And let's not get cocky, boys. Aloy. So here we are again, gearing up for a fight. Only this time it sounds like the bad guys have a lot more firepower. What are we up against, really?
I'm not sure. But there's gonna be a lot of them, and they'll have machines. And if they get past us, it's not just Meridian that will fall. The rest of the world will go with it.
Well, that's big. It sounds like our kind of fight. Right, guys? Well, where do they put the Vanguard?
At the front of the line!
And why?
Steel before iron!
And what are we gonna do?
Hit them like a hammer till they can't hit back!
Damn right! You hear that? Nobody's getting past the Vanguard. We're here for Meridian. And we're here for you.
Thank you, Erend. Ursa would be proud.
Only if we win.
Okay, we did the optional part. Get some pep talks. And I've got a funny feeling that the final battle is going to be right here. Alright. So now, nothing left on this quest except go and rest and see what happens. So we're going to go... I'm going to use a fast travel to get back up here. Oops. Put the mark there. And travel. So it sounds like this is going to be taking me from place to place with a running battle of some sort. And the end result is going to be to fight Hades. We'll see how far we can get tonight. Alright. 11566R. That's the next data point. It says it's repaired. $115.66R. Okay, such a close thing. It's been, what, 43 hours since Harris warned me. Said collapse of the eastern line was imminent. Swarms launching some kind of pincer maneuver versus the Wichita salient. 5 or 6 days warned. I think Gaia could have launched without our help. I really do. We had a scramble. Zero Dawn became a madhouse. House of Bedlam. Every team rushing to stabilize code and lock it down. Once Gammas got evacuated in betas. Once Gaia was on our way, I gathered the alphas together to give them the bad news. Felt like I was going to throw up, but they already knew, of course. They knew the work wasn't really finished. Close, but not quite there. Still tests to run, kinks to smooth, work to do, so they accepted it. No Elysium for us. We'll spend the rest of our lives here, testing and polishing each subroutine function to perfection. Guess it's what you get when you recruit a bunch of obsessive perfectionists. Managed not to cry until I got back to my office. So here we are setting up Gaia Prime, and yeah, it's such a close thing. Makes me feel nauseated all over again when I contemplate how the fate of life could hinge on coincidence. If I'd never proposed the Lightkeeper Protocol, there would never have been living spaces constructed here. If I'd abandoned the protocol sooner, necessary life support systems would never have been installed. If. At least we won't have to endure the creepiness of raising and training clones of ourselves. The genetic material was never processed out of the cradle sites, so it's not even possible, for which I'm glad. I really wouldn't want to spend time around a young Travis Tate raised by Travis Tate. No, I'll be up to us to perfect Gaia one generation only. Update. That was General Harris. The salient has collapsed. USRC expects us to be overrun in 2 days, which gives us 72 hours at best to lock down and seal up. Buried alive for life's sake. I'll go tell the others. So sounds like they had an abandoned plan to continuously make clones of themselves for as long as they needed to keep the work going, but abandoned that idea. However, some remnant of that resulted in Aloy being born to kind of deal with this one last threat. Hades, which was, well, Travis's project. Let's see, where am I? Alright, gonna go around.
Here's what I don't get about the Sundom. All these fancy decorations everywhere. It's junk.
I'm gonna follow the bouncing ball.
I hear my old village. Owen's apartment feels empty. Should I sleep? Did I leave anything unfinished?
All right. Well, here we are. Rest before the battle. So I can do more preparations or rest before battle, and says there's no way back. We're going to commit. And hopefully I have enough supplies to do this.
How could you sleep, Elizabeth, with a weight like this pressing on you? How did you, Rost, after you lost your family? Silence? Are you there? Guess I shouldn't ask ghosts for advice.
Oh, so that was the main quest, was... This piece of the quest was to get through preparing for the battle.
There are signs from the west. Sun King Avad awaits you at the Temple of the Sun.
Yep, here we go. Face of Extinction.
Campfires, perhaps? Massing forces for the long march to the city gates?
That's not wood smoke.
And what is it?
The end. Or how it begins, anyway.
Deathbringer. Several of them. And corruptors.
The Deathbringers you spoke of?
To the guns! To the guns! Now!
By the sun, do as she says!
Set loaded! All of you, be ready to fire!
Will the guns hold them back?
We're about to find out.
Oh, that's that psychopath.
Healers!
No! Rally the vanguard. Send reinforcements.
Aloy, no!
We need those guns!
He will cut you down!
Not this time!
Alright, here we go.
You have vexed me.
Should have fought me in a sun ring then.
Let none escape the shadow.
Can't let him in close.
The end is inevitable. Accept it. Accept this. Only end.
killed already? Alright, that was quick.
Die, apostate!
You have fixed it long enough.
Should have fought me in a sunring bath.
Meridian must run red to be cleansed. Why do you fight?
You cannot hide! Die, apostate!
Accept it. Accept your weakness. Only endless night holds you.
He's too dangerous and close. He's too dangerous and close. If the Deathbringers keep firing, this bridge will go. Blocked again. Bridge can't take much more of this. It's giving way! Can't let him in close.
What are you before the terror of the sun?
The one who will take you down! Keep him away!
I am chosen. You came from nothing.
He's quick.
You will die on nothing. A savage cannot understand destiny. Your fate was set. Die beneath the sun.
Blocked again. let him in close. He's too dangerous and...
Ah, man. Thought I had him. I thought I could finish him off with a spear. Well, now I know the fire arrows.
You have vexed me long enough.
Should have fought me in a sun ring then.
Oops.
What are you before the terror of the sun?
The one who will take you down.
I am chosen. You came from nothing. You will die on nothing. A savage cannot understand destiny. Your fate was set. Die beneath the sun!
Come on.
He's quick.
He's almost dead.
He's too dangerous and close. Keep him away. Blocked again. Damn it. He's quick. Can't let him in close. Damn it.
Got him.
I'm chosen. This was not meant
Oh,
to
this
be.
guy was tough.
None of this was meant to be, Helis. You made it happen. Followed your orders, butchered so many, and for what? To die on your knees, used like a pawn by a power you don't even understand?
You pity me?
Turn your face to the sun.
That was not easy. Gonna get to the ridge. Reload. Oh yeah. Where's the ridge? It's up here. More supplies.
Got too much already. Where do you need me?
Take up a can on the platform.
Here it comes. Better move.
but be wary.
Chance to catch a breath and prepare.
Where's it coming from? Alright, that's another wave down. Uh-oh. This does not look like good news. At all. Here comes Hades.
Aloy! Aloy! Aloy!
Tab?
By all mother, you survived. I thought you were killed.
The others, are they...
No. Wounded, but alive, mostly. The machines blasted through, then kept going. They marched on the spire, dragging that thing with them.
Take care of the others, Tab. I've gotta go.
Follow the trail of destruction. Hopefully there's some supplies I can pick up along the way. That hurt. Gotta fight our way through this mess. I know where they're going. Gone to the other side of the lake.
all your fun.
Need some supplies, need some supplies. Medicinal supplies.
I'll find a use for you. Need to turn around.
Nope. Alright, won't let me go further searching for supplies, so... Where are they going? Gear up. Gear up, grab what I can, keep moving. Heal. Health
It's
potion.
begun. Hades is transmitting.
Uh-oh. So this is the swarm. Uh-oh.
If Hades has started the signal, it must have gotten through the defenses. Lenora. Baron's vanguard. I have to get up there. Gotta keep going. Keep pushing. Knew this wouldn't be easy. So no holding back. They're alive.
Aloy! It's Aloy! Well, you can see that. We thought you'd fallen at the ridge.
No, the ridge fell on me. Look, there isn't a lot of time left. I have to face Hades.
Not alone.
It's my fight. I can't ask you to come with me.
We were about to go over the top anyway, right?
Right.
Hawk and Thrush, let's go.
I should stock up. Last chance.
The metal devil.
Here we go. What's protecting
of entity has been anticipated. Entity will not halt transmission. To contrary, calculations are precise. Presence of entity has been accounted for.
Uh-oh.
Deathbringer right Join me! Take cover!
Execute.
Big one wants a piece of you, Aloy.
Take more than you to stop me.
Understood. I'll keep my hands up.
Prioritize entity.
Careful, Aloy. Another attacker.
Thanks for the warning.
That one was the last.
We'll do this. Somehow.
them out!
Execute.
Aloy, it's ignoring us! Going for you!
Okay, here it comes! I've got left. I can do this.
on.
That's it. My way's clear.
It's down! Time to do what you came for, Aloy.
Oh, come on, where is it? Where is it? Where is Hades? There it is. Got him. What's going on here? I'm in the Matrix.
Master Override armed. To activate, state name and rank.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master Override activated. Purging extinction protocol.
Another
Okay,
dialogue.
Gaia. Sorry about that. Where was I?
You were telling a story.
Right. Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was a children's electronics kit, but I hacked the wiring to an auto battery and solar PV. So the grass caught fire. And, so did a tall pine that had stood there, I don't know, maybe 100 years.
Query. You were how old?
6. My mother was home, thank God, so she called the fire department, and after, she took me out to the lawn and showed me the dead baby birds, because there were nests in the pine tree.
Query. What did you feel?
I'm not sure. I remember yelling that I didn't care, and that's when my mother took my face in her hands and spoke.
Query. What did she say?
She said I had to care. She said, Elizabeth, being smart will count for nothing if you don't make the world better. You have to use your smarts to count for something. To serve life, not death.
You often tell stories of your mother, but you are childless.
I never had time. Guess it was for the best.
If you had had a child, Elizabeth, what would you have wished for him or her?
I guess I would have wanted her to be curious. And willful, unstoppable, even. But with enough compassion to heal the world. Just a little bit. Anyway, that's all I've got for now, Gaia. Time to tuck in.
I wish you a pleasant sleep, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow.
And we hit the credits. We finished the final quest. And we got to hear that last voice log of Dr. Sobek. That was somewhat prophetic and was talking about well, even though she didn't have any children, she left behind her clone, which pretty much lived up to what she wanted. Well, hopefully after credits roll, it'll give me an opportunity to go back and pick up all the little collectibles and finish exploring the open world. As I'd like to get a chance to see everything and see if I can fill in those last couple of backstory pieces for the data points that I missed along the way or didn't happen to come across. I am really glad I picked up that ancient armor because I'm not really sure how I would have done tonight's session without it. And yeah, we're going to sit through and we're going to capture all the credits in this stream just because I think all the work they put into this game is worth it. It's definitely one of the more compelling and well thought out stories I've seen in a game in a long time. So it's no wonder that it's up for all sorts of awards. Yeah, if I think about it and compare this game to something like Uncharted 4, which had a really good story, I think this story even beats it because there's so much backstory and detail that you get in bits and pieces in such a non-linear fashion. Yeah, you go through the quests kind of in order in a linear fashion, but the little data points that fill in the backstory, you don't necessarily get them in order, but it still all works. Combine that, the story is completely supported by the art design and the level design, the world design, and all that. You can see you can see how the backstory played out in where the wreckage of the machines lies, out in the ruins are out in the world. You can see how and where all these new civilizations started to develop and take hold in the world, the way the world's constructed. It's just really cool. I really enjoyed this game a lot, and hopefully I'll get the chance to play through the last of the collectibles just for my own sake to get it completed, and then we'll see about maybe I'll take a little bit of a break from this for a little while, and then start working on the expansion. The Frozen Wilds expansion, and see where that leads. I know very little, almost nothing about the Frozen Wilds expansion, so we'll have to see. So let's just continue to enjoy the credits and the neat artwork as we go through. Thank you for playing. Nice touch at the end of the credits here. You're welcome. Thank you for producing such a great game. Frozen Wilds. Oh, credits for the Frozen Wilds, which we haven't downloaded yet. Yeah, I know there's a few areas in the map that I hadn't gotten around to yet, so... We'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to give me the opportunity to go there, or if I have to go right into Frozen Wilds, or have to start a new game plus mode, which will amp up the difficulty but allow me to keep my gear. There's still a lot of replayability here. You may have noticed there were some weapons that I didn't really use. There were a couple that I tried out that I didn't. The slingshot that had elemental effects. I tried it out for a little bit, but I never really got the hang of it. Didn't use it regularly. There was also the warbow that shoots elemental arrows that do elemental damage that I never even tried. Because I found things that I liked and kind of stuck with it. Again, that opens up whole possibilities, because you saw at the end there, I kind of fluttered around a little bit with that last Deathbringer until I figured out what was going to work against his most vulnerable spots, and then just started chipping him down with that. Probably would have had a few more options with the elemental arrows or the elemental weapons. So I wouldn't have had to just chew into him with fire arrows to finish it off once I knocked out the two big vulnerable things on his back. Well, yeah, pretty complex combat system, great story, all around great game. I can't say it enough. I know I've said it several times during the credits and throughout the gameplay, but I really do mean that. If you haven't played this game and you've enjoyed watching this, you're going to want to play it yourself. And you may find replayability to it. I don't know if I'm going to go back and do the whole thing again, but I'm definitely interested in the expansion. And I'm interested in just finding those last few collectibles that were out there. There was one vantage point missing, and just so I could see those couple of pieces of the map that I didn't get a chance to see. Okay, so enough's enough. We're going to skip the rest of these credits. Much I'd like to get all the names up on the board, I want to see what comes next. So we're back at Meridian. This must be the tease for the Frozen Wilds expansion.
Hello, old friend. Remember me? We've still so much to discuss. So much you never revealed. Your masters, for example. The ones who sent the signal that woke you. Knowledge has its rewards, don't you think? Well, let's begin.
Well, that was ominous. So, that was, interestingly enough, that spear belonged to Silence. No doubt he doctored it up somehow. Obviously he doctored it up somehow to allow him to capture Hades. So he's trying to keep Hades in his pocket because he thinks he can plummet for knowledge. And I'm guessing that's the setup for Frozen Wilds. And we'll see where it drops us off as soon as this loading screen finishes. And we'll wrap it up for the night there once we see what we've got. Alright, and here we go. Let's take a look. Congratulations on defeating Hades and protecting Gaia's dream of an Earth reborn. The state of the world has been restored to just before the looming shadow. You keep all loot and experience for your successful playthrough. Additionally, New Game Plus has been unlocked, granting the option to play the game again from the beginning with all loot and skills you have accumulated throughout the playthrough. New Game Plus loadout. Your current inventory and skills has been created to play in this mode. Simply choose New Game Plus. You can create new loadouts. Thank you for playing the Horizon team. Okay. So let's see. This drops me... Oh, okay, so if I want to go collect all my collectibles, I can go do Looming Shadow again. So I see how this is going to work. I've got 4 skill points, so I'm just going to take the next thing in the skill tree. I don't have enough for both. So the only thing I don't have is Tinker. I've got a ton of stuff in inventory. Let's see, we're not going to trigger this quest again. I'm just going to leave the map where it is so that I can go back and hit up these collectible items at some point in the future just for my own... This one that I couldn't find just for my curiosity. And where else? There was the Vantage over here. Corrupted Zone I never finished over here, and that stuff, you know, as I get time, I'll probably go back. I don't know if I'm going to stream it, but I'll try and go back and take a look at that stuff, just to be a completionist, and decide if and when I'm going to grab Frozen Wilds. More like when, because I'm probably going to go do it. I didn't do all the side quests, you know, some fun there. Maybe we'll broadcast those if I decide to do them, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to call it a night here. That's the main story for Horizon Zero Dawn. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been 45 sessions to get through it all. So there's a lot of game content, and you know, like I said, if you haven't played the game, if you've been interested in following it this long, you really should think about getting the game and playing through it yourself, because it's a lot of fun. Well, thanks a lot. We'll catch you next time. I believe I'm going to attempt to squeeze in a broadcast tomorrow night of some more multiplayer of Star Wars Battlefront 2, and hopefully also get a chance to do another War Robot session this weekend. So thanks a lot for coming. Like, subscribe, and comment if you like what you see. Check out my other videos, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good night.